Hi everyone, and welcome to your March energy reading. It's March, St. Patrick's Day's in March, so I love to do all things green for the month of March. Just like for February, I did all things pink and red. I'm a theme person, look, it's who I am. So we have crystals here for you. I'm going to get into those in a minute for your pile selection, but what I want to say ahead of time is we're going back to an old spread that I was using in 2023. 6 different topics we're going to be looking at for the month of March in a 3 to 4 week span. It may extend beyond that, but that is the general time frame of when this may start happening for you, the energy, the people, event, whatever it is. Okay, now if you see it after March, not a big deal. That means that you were led to it for a reason, and there's going to be a message in one of the piles for you. The other thing is you can watch one or all 3 piles, whatever crystals or pile numbers you are drawn to. So let's get right into it. Pile 1, green aventurine. I'm not sure if you can see the sparkle in this crystal, but it is so pretty if I kind of hold it over here in the candlelight. So that's pile 1. Pile 2 is a slice of malachite. Beautiful. And pile 3 is green quartz cluster, I guess is what it's called. And again, it is just shiny and beautiful. So again, not sure if my camera here is and the lighting is bringing it to justice, but just trust me when I say very beautiful, all 3 crystals. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Whatever you choose, or if you choose more than one, I will see you there. Hi to those of you who chose pile 1 or this green aventurine crystal in the raw. It's so pretty and sparkly, okay? I'm just going to set it right up here. And we are going to get right into your reading, okay? First question out we have for this next 3 to 4 weeks, the month of March, or whenever it is that you see it, use the time frame. What challenge may you face? And we're going to pull live tarot with this as well. So let's look at a challenge you may face, pile 1. Higher perspective, the cosmos, awaking unity. I love this because the first feeling I'm getting right away is, are you being called? Are you being called to see things from a higher perspective? Is there a situation or event that's already happened, or a person in your life? And if not, it's going to be coming up, okay? Is there someone that's going to call for you to see something from a higher perspective? All right, that will be for some of you. For others, it can even be about awakening, rising up, understanding that we're all one, that we're all human beings, where we come from, what we believe in, what we do for work, our belief systems. It doesn't matter. We are still all one. We are souls here having a human being, a human experience. So for some of you, that may be a challenge you're facing. You're not quite sure how to start, where to go. So let's get some tarot and see if we can get further clarification on this advice, guidance, okay? You know, we all have we can call it a spiritual awakening. It can be a religious awakening for some of us, understanding that we need to go higher. That happens for all of us at different times. So that's more of a personal challenge you may face. Or there could be something, like I said, coming in and around you that's going to require you to see things and to think of everyone involved from a higher perspective. What do we have for tarot? The Tower. Oh, yeah. All right. This is explaining some stuff right here. Okay. There is going to be something, whether it's personally for you or, like I said, an energy that's going to come in, and a tower moment is when and it can be big or it can be small, different people, different situations, where everything just feels like, or literally does, crash to the ground, okay? Where it hits rock bottom. And whatever that situation is where it's going to call on you for a higher perspective thinking, looking at the situation. All right. Maybe in your own personal life, something's going to happen that's going to spark that awakening or understanding, collective consciousness. Okay. I also just want to read what's on the card here. I love these cards for this reason. There's destruction, enlightenment, release. So when the tower crashes, it means it's time to build something from the ground up. Okay. If it's a situation where it's about you and your beliefs and your foundation in your life, maybe things have to come down so you can rebuild it. In this situation, that's what's it's almost like something is going to crash or fall. And I don't mean in literally, okay? What I mean is that it's going to feel like, whoa, it just came crashing down. We know what that means. We know how it feels when that happens. And so maybe for you and the people involved, this is your chance to see things in a different way from a higher perspective so that you can rebuild whatever it is or start over again, whatever this is, in a more solid way. So that's a challenge you may face. Now we're going to look at positive energy to embrace, okay? Or positive energy that could be bringing joy into you. And it may even help with this situation. Sometimes these tie together and other times they're individual messages. And that's so that everybody has something, okay? Because this is a collective message. If you're looking for a personal reading, you can certainly do that for me. There's a link to my website in the description box where you can go in and see my services and pricing and where you can book, and the only place you can book. All right. Positive energy to embrace, to bring joy. Look, we have Archangel Jophiel. So if you like working with the archangels or praying to them for help, along with God, source, universe, whomever it is you go to, what they're saying, something that may help with this, to see things from a higher perspective, to bring yourself around. I feel like they're tying in because I went directly there. Meditation. Meditation doesn't need to be, you have to get in lotus position and you need to sit there for 45 minutes. If that's what you are good at and that's what you do, then keep doing that. But if you're new to this, meditation can just be sitting quietly in contemplation. Meditation is just clearing your mind of all the nonsense and just listening, maybe asking questions to your higher power. We'll just say to spirit, and waiting for an answer. Or it can be sitting outside in nature quietly and just not thinking about anything in particular and just looking at the beauty around you and letting whatever comes in come in. Okay, so let's get a tarot with that as well. But call on Archangel Jophiel or the yellow ray of light if you want to look that up. Okay, you may find something in there that will help you. But like I said, you don't have to go into lotus and you don't have to sit in meditation for minutes or hours, okay? It can be start at 2 minutes, work your way up to 5, maybe 10, whatever feels good for you. It's different for everyone. All right. And maybe one day you might be a 45-minute meditation person. Again, it's what feels good for you and what you have time with. Now, the world is an end of a cycle here. Okay. The world is where you're seeing something come to completion. Could it have something to do with that? Maybe. And maybe that's what's going to bring you joy. Something in your life that maybe, it doesn't even have to be something difficult. It could just be something that you've been waiting on to come to an end, to come to completion, is what is going to bring you joy. All right. So just keep that in mind. Again, everyone is different situations, reward, success, completion. Maybe you have been doing good work and you are going to be rewarded for it. Okay, that's going to bring you joy. What else was it? Maybe you're going to reach success in something it is that you've been doing, and that is going to bring joy. Or it is simply, it's the end of a cycle here, and that is going to bring joy into your life. And again, whether that is good or bad, right? It's going to be different for everyone. Now, third, we want to talk about the negative or shadow energy to work on. We all deal with it. Some people will say that Earth is a very dense place, pile one, and there's a lot of negativity and corruption or whatever it is that you believe going on. But this is about you. So what negative or shadow energy do you need to work on? And out came self-trust. Okay, self-trust. We have Nebula here. We have number 38, if that means anything to you as well. I'm also going to bring out a tarot here, because what it is you are not trusting in yourself. You're not believing in yourself. You're lacking confidence. And that's something for you to work on. And maybe these situations will help you if that ties in. This could be about something totally different in your life, pile one, but they really want you to work on trusting and believing in yourself. Okay, but let's see if we can get more information about that. I have total faith that the cards that come out here are the ones that Spirit wants to come out. Okay. So, because those are the messages that some of you need to hear. The Hermit. Maybe for some of you, in order to do that, there is something in your life that needs to be, and I'm just seeing healing right here on the card, but that's what the Hermit can be sometimes. It is hermiting away, I like to say, where you have to go within. You may have to do some healing because you could have some wounds, all right? Maybe they're from childhood, they're from adulthood, they're from your one-to-one relationships, your work, whatever it may be. And this is a time for you to heal that, to take some time out, to go solitude, maybe meditation, spending time with yourself in nature, okay? Working on yourself and what it is and understanding what it is that is causing you this lack of confidence or not trusting yourself for your decisions, not trusting your intuition. Okay, so that is a negative or shadow energy to work on. Let's go next to what you need to make room for in your life. So if you're thinking of it as in releasing and letting go, maybe it will come out like that. We don't know until the card comes out. Is it something you need to release and let go of in order to make room for it? Or is it going to tell us this is what you need to make room for? Let's see what Spirit has to say here, pile one. The Sphinx. Ooh, interesting card. Your guidance is to maintain silence until it is appropriate for you to divulge information. The Sphinx may indicate that you must keep your own or other people's secrets to prove that others can trust you. Or it may suggest that it is time for you to look within to access your wisdom. Then share it appropriately. Keep your own counsel and the secret of others. Ooh. So, what do you need to make room for? Is it, well, making room for others' secrets, for others? And I don't feel it's going to be secrets in a bad way. It could just be someone confiding in you, making room where you can hold that for them. I don't know, we like to say it's like holding space. You're going to hold space for them. You're going to let them know that you're supporting them, that you will help them work on it. Okay, because we're talking about these could be energies, people, situation, events coming in and around. So maybe something's going to come up where you're going to need to make room for your person or whatever this may be, where it's saying people, where you're going to hold that for them and keep it in trust for them. Or Again, it's going within and finding your own wisdom, which could very much tie back to here. You need to make room for that. So the Sphinx, let's get a tarot with that too, just to see here what else it could be about. Okay, we have the Hierophant. I love it. Oh, you guys, I love this. Oh, and I just want to say up here with the Hermit, healing, solitude, inner wisdom. It was finding that inner wisdom could be tying together. Pile 1 with the Hierophant. I always speak, for the most part, depending on what cards are out and the way the reading is going here. Message from Spirit with the Hierophant is, I feel where it's talking about yourself or other people, will talk about it both ways. If it's yourself, that Hierophant is, I feel like, divine knowing, okay? It is where you are going within, okay? You are, what is it that I believe in? What is it that I need to become wise about when it comes to myself? This is about knowledge and wisdom. I always say sometimes it's the teacher, and it can also be the student if you've seen my other readings, right? Sometimes you're the person learning, sometimes you're the person sharing or being the teacher. And I feel in this case, it's both for you. If it's about you, you're learning. If it's about the other people that maybe you're holding space or secret for, then it is about being the teacher and showing them that you have their back, that they have your support. It's teaching by example. I'm not the person that's going to blab your information. You can trust me. Love that message. All right, now let's look at what do you need to avoid maybe coming up over this next month, pile 1? Is there something that you should avoid? Situation, event, and energy, whatever it could be here. Let's see. What do you need to avoid? You will only see the way by making the way. Do you see how this is all tying in? Trusting yourself allows you to move forward. When you're not trusting yourself, you're holding back, okay? If you're not seeing things from a higher perspective, if you don't take the tower moment and learn from it and rebuild. So what do you need to avoid? Not seeing what is in front of you. I love that this is a 38 as well. Not seeing. You need to avoid not trusting yourself, not believing in yourself. You need to avoid not wanting to grow. Okay, you need to avoid not wanting to see things differently. You want to avoid not learning from the tower moment. Not appreciating maybe the success or the rewards that you're getting. Because you're only going to see the way by making the way. You want to avoid standing in way of yourself. Let's get a tarot here with that. Are you your own worst enemy? You may want to ask yourself, pile 1. Do you self-sabotage? That might be something that you want to avoid. The King of Pentacles. I love that this has come out, you know, with the King of Pentacles, with any of the kings or queens or empress or emperors. I love to talk Knights pages, the energy that's around them. See, the King of Pentacles is hardworking and disciplined and abundant because of it. And he's a leader. This is talking about taking the leadership of your own life, okay? You want to avoid not taking the leadership. The king sees the way by making that way for himself, and that's being focused and disciplined, okay? And a steady Eddie, I love to throw in there, like he will just keep working at it until it happens. So they want you to take on that King of Pentacles energy and avoid not wanting to make your own way forward, okay? We have reliable, visionary, generous. with the King of Pentacles, if that means something for you. Now, last card out before we do a last bit of tarot for further clarification, guidance, whatever it may be. Pile 1, this is what opportunity should you seize or grab a hold of? What opportunity should you seize or grab a hold of? Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Card 31, the golden ratio. Beauty, nature, patterns. I'm also going to pull a tarot for this. The Six of Wands. Okay. That's success. The Six of Wands is success. Look right here. Glory, triumph, victory. Okay. The Six of Wands is success. The golden ratio. I'm not sure exactly what the golden ratio is. I may want to look that up actually, just to see. I normally don't go to the book, but I'm feeling like, is this, I mean, what I want to say before we actually look here, it's saying beauty, nature, it's the patterns. What opportunity should you seize or grab a hold of? I almost want to say that success will be had. It's like when you see, if you follow angel numbers or numerology, or something comes up for you. It's like looking for the signs and synchronicities here in numbers. So it's almost like you saying to spirit, for example, look, if you show me a 21 or a 34, that's going to, I know that this is the opportunity that I need to take. Like you're going to say, is this my opportunity, spirit? If so, show me a 13, an 8, a 5, whatever a 31, whatever it is, that is how I will know. Or you're just going to know by seeing these numbers. I feel like this is very specific and maybe not for everyone because not everyone looks at number sequences or patterns. But for somebody out there who's hearing this message, I feel it's very important. And that is what's going to bring you success, that opportunity. It's somehow related to these numbers. Now, let me actually look up the golden ratio because I'm just kind of curious if that actually means something. And I'm not always called to do that, so there must be a reason. Okay, the golden ratio or the golden spiral. Oh, right, because we're seeing the spiral here. Okay, got it. Is the self-simulating fractal spiral sequence that is mathematically and geometrically found everywhere in nature. It is the irrational number and represented, as pi. Okay, numerically, it is the sum of two numbers that precede it. So the sequence is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144, etc. It is known as nature's secret code or nature's universal rule. Okay, so working with pi, it's found everywhere in nature, including harmonics, art, shells, flowers, leaves, architecture, weather, patterns, tree, plant, animal, human biology, and spiral galaxies. All right, so there you go. That could mean something for you. Maybe that means a lot to you. It means nothing to me. I really didn't. I mean, I know about pi, right? But that's just from school. But maybe that means something specific to you. You know, spirit works in mysterious ways here, bringing out the messages. So let's just get 3 more tarot for further clarification, confirmation, or additional advice and guidance for you, pile 1. I'm really loving this for you. I think this is a beautiful reading. Like I said, they could all tie together. They could be individual. You may relate to 3 out of 6 of them, or 5 out of 6 of them, or maybe just 1. And that's the message you needed to hear watching this reading. 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords could be an energy coming in and around you, or an event or situation where someone isn't maybe the most honest of people. Maybe they're a little sketchy. Maybe they come across, I love see how the bird has a ring just kind of dangling down there like it picked it up and it's like, Maybe it's someone who's coming in with the intent to take from you in some way. If you feel using your intuition that maybe someone isn't on the up and up, trust that. We have theft, dishonesty here. The Seven of Swords is what I always like to say, the thief in the night, someone who is coming in and it's almost like they're undercover, right? They're in the under the cover of darkness and they're there to take or to steal from you in some way. So just be aware of that. If you're feeling that, trust it. Okay, let's get another. The Six of Swords. For a lot of you, this may be the month where you're finally deciding to move on from those rocky shores, turbulent waters, so to speak, right? You want to move to calmer shores, a calmer place in your life. You may be literally moving for some of you. You may be leaving a bad or, like I said, just a not so pleasant situation or person behind. You may choose not to deal in an event, maybe something that's coming up that feels that way. Maybe that's where you're trusting your intuition. It just doesn't feel right. You want to move on from that, remove yourself from that, a group of people even. And I'm going to always read these cards. I love it. Explore, discovery, moving on. Okay. Let's get one more here, pile one, before we go. If you're enjoying this reading, this is an old but yet new for 2024 format, then by all means, please leave a comment, throw me that thumbs up. If something's resonating and you feel that you have something that you can share with others that may help them, because they will read your comments, even if they don't comment themselves, then please do that. We have Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is forward movement. Eight of Wands is getting your bow and arrow ready, taking aim and letting it go, okay? It is, I'm going to read what's up here, but good news, travel, okay? The Eight of Wands is moving forward, going after it. It's quick moving. So whatever all of this is for you, they want you to take the steps forward. If it's shadow you're working on, there's no time like the present to start, okay? Get into that hermit mode and figure things out. And don't forget, you don't need to do this on your own, pile one. If you need to go to someone or join a group or buy a book or listen to a podcast or watch another tarot reading, then maybe that's what you need to do to help you move forward, but they want you to start. So pile one, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. My subscribers, new and old, thank you for being here, and I will see you maybe in the next pile. Hi to those of you who chose pile 2 or this Malachite slice. I'm just going to slide that up here. This is going to be your reading, your pile. All right. If you're coming from another pile, welcome. All right. Again, anytime you see this, there is a message for you in here somewhere. We're going to be going over the 6 different topics. All of them may resonate. Maybe only 1 or 2, maybe 5 will. Or all 6. They also could tie together. That happens sometimes as well. I'm going to be pulling live tarot as well with these. So let's get right in, pile 2, to a challenge you may face this month of March. A situation, event, and energy coming in and around you. And, we're looking at the month of March. If you're seeing this afterwards, kind of give it a 3 to 4 week time frame. This could also be something that you're currently facing, okay? So protection. We have Helix, Eye of God, and protection. Right now, are you maybe pile 2? In a situation, I'm looking up here and I'm seeing 37, could mean something to you, but I want to say a 10. I feel like something being that this, we're talking about challenge, needs to come to an end. Is this a situation in your life where you are not protected or not feeling very protected? Or the challenge is trying to find protection in some way? Not sure here. Let's get some tarot. We also have Nebula up here if that means something. Maybe Helix, Eye of God. I can't lie. I don't know everything about everything. So I'm not really sure this Helix, Eye of God. This is something I may need to look up afterwards and kind of figure out what that is. The Five of Cups. Okay. There's something in your life, a situation, like I said, an energy, a person, whatever it is that's coming up here. I feel with the Five of Cups, this is a feeling of despair. It's a feeling of loss. It's feeling like, how can I even move forward? Look, my cups are all empty. But really, they're not empty. They're still two standing. But because you're distraught and sad and upset, you're not able to see that there's still hope. Okay, maybe this message for some of you is you are protected. You do have spirit, God, source, universe, or whomever it is for you on your side. You may have lost something. I'm seeing loss, leaving, sorrow. You may have lost something here, but you haven't lost everything. If you're able to turn it around, if you're able to turn yourself around, if you're able to climb this ladder to the light out of the darkness, I feel like that is where your protection is. Look, you have a big home, strong fortress, we'll say, over here. If you can just turn yourself around, you will see that you haven't lost everything. And I'm sorry if you've lost something or someone important in your life. You know, I'm not trying to say, oh, just turn around and everything will be better. No, that's not what I mean at all. But turning around does help you to take steps in a more positive direction, we can say, to the light again, where you can see things not just in darkness or in sorrow. All right, so that's my message there for the first set out. Yeah, I feel really, I feel strongly about that. Okay, yeah, they're telling me just let it be. You understand what I'm trying to say here, okay? Okay, let's look at positive energy to embrace, to bring you joy. Is there a positive energy here for you to embrace, to bring you joy? Speaking your truth, courage. Again, I just kind of feel like it is that energy of moving in a positive direction, but with the throat chakra here, the throat portal, maybe in order to embrace, I feel like it's tying off of this, to be able to embrace joy again, to feel joy again, you may need to speak to someone, okay? You may need to speak your own truth to someone, or you may just need to speak to someone. All right, for others of you, that it may not have anything to do with this, but to bring more joy into your life, more positive energy, you need to speak your truth. You need to be the Queen of Wands. I love that she came out here to be confident, okay? To be courageous, to be passionate about what it is that she wants to say. And maybe that is what will bring you joy. Maybe for some of you, you are teachers. You are the people who stand up and speak for others, to others, about others, okay? That's what brings joy into your life. And this is just having the courage and passion to stand up and do it. So for some of you, that may be a very specific message. In order to bring that joy into your life or the positive energy, you need to speak your truth. And for others, if we're going back to here, you just maybe need to speak to someone. Now, let's look at what may be negative or shadow energy to work on. Pile 2, negative or shadow energy to work on. We have Archangel Raziel, retreat. You know, compared to pile 1, I kind of mix these cards up a little bit, but it always amazes me that it happens for a reason, okay? Because for whatever reason, those card decks had the right messages. I love the way, because I was like, oh no, I've kind of messed those up, but not really. Does anything ever get messed up? No, everything happens for a reason, okay? So that may be a message that somebody needs to hear. But retreat. You can always call on Archangel Raziel to help you working on this negative or shadow energy. Retreating, keeping to yourself, not being out with others, not socializing, wanting to hermit away or hole away in the side of a mountain here, whatever it is, and not interacting with others. I feel like that has a negative impact on you. Maybe you're doing it because of negative or shadow thoughts, right? You're just in a bad place and it's making you want to retreat. And Spirit is saying, do not retreat. That is not for your highest good here, okay? Do not hermit away. I'm also going to get one tarot here to help us with this message. Pulling away from people, being away from people is not a healthy place for you to be right now. Again, that could be coming back to here too. Or not speaking your truth, right? The Five of Wands. Love it. The Five of Wands. This is a different card. This is kind of a pretty card, isn't it? It doesn't remind me of the usual Five of Wands where I usually say it's just that unnecessary bickering, fighting, the unnecessary, you know, I'm just going to poke and prod at you because I can and I just want to cause you discomfort. And maybe that is the negative or shadow that's driving you to wanting to retreat. For some of you, I want to say, are you the person, pile 2, who's poking and prodding or arguing or being difficult with someone or in some area of your life? And they want you to work on that because it's just staying in a negative energy. Competition, debate, defense. Yeah, it's being defensive, right? It's also debating, but I don't feel like it's in a healthy way. Okay, because we're talking negative or shadow energy here. That or competition, being in competition, constantly arguing, picking, prodding, fighting with someone in competition. I always refer to it as two things: the ant at the picnic, which is an annoyance, or the bee in your soft drink or your soda or whatever in the summer. Also an annoyance, okay? So they want you to work on that energy. Now, let's look to something that you need to make room for. Okay, so if that's releasing and letting go to bring something new in, or literally it's an event, a person, an energy in your life that you're going to be releasing and letting go, pile 2. Birth crystals. Oh, well, how interesting is that? If you draw this card, you are guided to strengthen your connection with home, which may mean meditating on your stellar origins. Alternatively, it may suggest that you explore your background and ancestral heritage. You may even need to put down more roots to enhance your feeling of belonging, which you can do by meeting new people, deepening friendships, or developing interests locally. Deepen your roots to create a solid foundation. You can see here if you're wanting to hole away, why they're telling you not to. No, you need to make more room in your life for people, meeting new people, deepening relationships, right? But I love everything it's saying here. It's your roots. Where are you from? Your background, your ancestral heritage on a human level and a spiritual level. If you are a star seed, possibly, right? You're a crystal child here. Maybe for some of you, you may want to look that up. What is a crystal child? And maybe they want you to start connecting more with spirit, with the higher dimension, right? With your home. There's a reason this is coming out. You need to make room for this. May just be for some of you making, when we're talking about family and roots, I think of fourth house, and maybe it's your home and family you need to make more room or time for. The Tower. Interesting. This card came out in pile 1, but in a different way. What I want to say here is this is getting to the root of the problem, the Tower. When release, I talked about releasing and letting go, destruction, enlightenment. The Tower is when you can think of it as rock bottom. You have a tower moment where it feels sometimes like everything is crumbling to the ground and you're going to have to rebuild it. They want you to rebuild it on a solid foundation. So if this has to do with your belief systems when it comes to your background and ancestral heritage or relationships with people by getting back out there, or connecting to your stellar origins, or deepening relationships with people, you need to maybe have a tower moment, or you may have an actual tower moment where it's going to feel like crap. I feel like I'm losing everything here. But because of this reading, you're going to see, no, this had to happen so I can build a solid foundation. That's what you need to make room for. Your roots, people in your life. But maybe some things need to be released, to be let go of, to crash and burn so that you can do that. Okay, woo. Now, let's get on to what you need to avoid, okay? What energy, situation, person, people, maybe do you need to avoid over the next 3 to 4 weeks, or it could be longer, all right? You know, that's just a timeline. This card came out, Divine Dragon. I am pulling a tarot on that. The Divine Dragon. The King of Wands. It's funny. This, I feel, is definitely like a person. It's a person or an energy. We can look at it either way. This is someone who, I want to say, yeah, I feel person. This is going to be someone who is maybe bigger than life. This is someone who may be just a little bit over the top, a little bit too passionate. Sometimes Wands energy can, how to say it, can be, I think of like Sagittarius, right? It's fire energy, Aries, Leo. Sometimes it can be a little bit over the top, a little bit too aggressive, too assertive, too impulsive, too active even. And that's with the Divine Dragon. I'm not sure in the context of this card what he means, but just reading it intuitively, it's like this person is in a constant cycle, one way, the other way, because I want to go both ways here. And with the wings of just going, doing, I feel like it's a person that may be a bit flighty or just a bit everywhere all at once. They don't seem to have any groundedness to them. They can't really seem to settle down or just be in one place. You'll understand if this is making sense to you. You will know exactly who it is that I'm speaking of. I just feel like they are going to be coming in and around you with an event or a situation or just the energy itself where you're just going to need to avoid that energy. And you can only determine how long or why you need to avoid it. But I feel that if you're here in this pile, then you are understanding this message, okay? Because dragons have a very powerful energy. Of course, theirs is an energy of good, but it's still very strong, very determined, very powerful. And I feel like that's how this person comes across. Like it's almost like I want to say like a bullying even type of energy, or come on, we're doing this because I say we are, and you're just not on board with it. And your gut's telling you no, back away, avoid this. Whether it's a situation or event, whatever it may be. Let's move on to the last pile 2. I'm doing what opportunity should you seize or grab a hold of, okay? And then we're going to also do live, some more live tarot. Just 3 cards with further guidance, clarification of what's already on the table, or confirmation. But what should you seize or grab a hold of? Ouroboros, infinity, eternal, past life. Well, isn't that interesting that we're talking over here about your roots and your ancestry and past life? And, oh my gosh, if it isn't the same... Okay, you guys, I'm pulling the book on this. I need to see what this divine dragon is, because the fact that, look, it's coming up here twice. Okay, I'm looking. I don't, what is it, number 4? It means that there's a message here. So you need to start asking for what it is that you want. Because sometimes we get in a situation of doing for others and we don't do for ourselves. So the opportunity that you need to seize or grab a hold of, let's just start there, is going to be something that is for you. Only for you. That is only going to benefit you, and that is not being selfish. I feel like it's because you give, according to this, are giving and serving everyone else, and it's time for that to happen to you. It's time to ask. Ask wonderfully and receive graciously. Okay, so that's one thing. What is your highest desire right now, and how can I joyfully ask for it? There's that, and then I'm also going to look at it in here. Very important message. I didn't know what this divine dragon or our Ouroboros is, if I'm pronouncing that right. Here's the symbolism of it. The ancient Ouroboros, symbol of the serpent dragon with its tail in its mouth, is allegorically devouring itself and cyclically being reborn over and over. The word actually means tail devouring. I love this because we can also think of it here as the tower moment. It's like a death and rebirth. Scorpio, death and rebirth. That may mean something to you. I do like, though, because here with this card, I feel like it's the devouring of yourself, this person, right? It's like they bite off their nose to spite their face type of thing. But here, this is about you asking for what it is that you want. That is the opportunity that you need to see. So if something comes in and around, and maybe it's something that you've been asking for and it's going to show up, okay, and give you that opportunity. For others of you, it's just going to show up and you know that it's your opportunity because it benefits you in the highest of ways. Not in a frivolous way, okay? Out came justice. Well, my heavens, the cards. Out came justice with that. Yeah, you're finally going to get your justice, your gifts. You're going to find balance in your life. I don't know. I just love, like, justice is, cause and effect at the same time too, right? So you ask for it and you graciously accept it. You've been doing good deeds. You deserve it now. Okay, pile 2, that's what I have there. I love that. I'm glad that I pulled the books on those because, you know what? I did not understand it in that way. So that is the opportunity for you. And now I've learned something new too. So let's The sun. It's your time to shine. This is your time to shine, not to retreat, to shine and speak your truth, to see the light again, to get to the light to help you get past your loss and sorrow, to learn about yourself, maybe build your family and structure from a more solid foundation. Remove yourself from energy you don't need to be around. Gift yourself, ask for it, and you will receive. But the sun is just, it's a positive energy. This card, for whatever reason, reminds me of Taylor Swift, and I have no idea where that is coming from. Maybe that means something for you. Okay, but there we go. Ace of Wands. Aces are new beginnings, and with wands, they're new passionate beginnings, right? They're new inspired beginnings. They can be also new opportunities for you. There's growth and potential there. Career, beginnings, travel. All right. Love that. Okay. Pile 2. Let's get one more before we go. The Ten of Swords. You've come to the ending here, okay? You have come to the ending of these things that are maybe holding you back in some way, not allowing you to have joy, work through your challenges, seize your opportunities, not avoiding energy that should be avoided, not learning about yourself and your family, your ancestry. The Ten of Swords is an ending, and I feel like it's closure. It says it, closure, endings, final. That's what this is. The Ten of Swords is maybe you felt like you've been stabbed in the back, but you will no longer feel like that. I love that it's on this card right here. That's what's making you want to retreat, but they're saying no, put an ending to that and let's move forward. Okay, that is your reading, pile 2. If you like it, throw me that thumbs up, leave a comment. Other people will read your comments, even if they don't comment themselves. So if you have something that you want to share that you think would be helpful, then please do. I love it when that happens. That's what we're here for, to learn and share from one another. And I will see you in your next reading, or maybe the next pile. Hi to those of you who chose pile 3 or this green aura cluster crystal. Okay, just going to put it there for you. We are going to get right into your reading. Again, this is energy, people, events that could be coming in the month of March or within the next 3 to 4 weeks. If you're watching this after the fact, it will be 3 to 4 weeks from the time you're watching it. Or it could be situations, events, or energies that are surrounding you right now. So let's get right into this. What is a challenge, pile 3, that you may face coming up or you're already facing? Transformation, a metamorphosis, a synchronicity, the unexpected. We have number 41 here. That may be important to someone, or it could be a number 3 or a 5. I like to go both ways with that. So if those numbers mean anything to you, it could also mean that you're going through a transformation when it comes to communication or your third house, how you communicate, share, learn. It could be about your siblings, a transformation in the family dynamic, aunts, uncles, cousins, okay? Or how you speak your truth and communicate. There could be a transformation in that, but let's get a tarot here. Because we're talking about it as a challenge. So why is there a challenge in that area? Is it maybe the way you communicate? And if we go 5th house, it can be with your children even, right? Or transformation in your creativity or how you get along in those areas, I want to say. So 8 of Swords. Okay, there we go. That is putting yourself in your own mental prison. That is allowing your thoughts to take over and have you feeling trapped or like there's no hope, or you know, I don't feel like whatever this is your challenge, that however it is that I communicate or try to communicate, or it could even be within your community, your neighbors even, I just don't feel like it's working for me. That is going to be your challenge. The challenge is how to do this truthfully, how to speak your truth or communicate truthfully. That is how you will overcome the challenge, I want to say. But there's going to be something coming up that's going to have you feeling this way, like stuck, like I don't know what to do when it comes to a situation surrounding these areas. Guidance here coming straight through from Spirit is speak your truth, be truthful, not hurtful, not harmful, not telling it like it is. That's a Dr. Phil thing, which is meant to be truthful in a good way. Speak your truth in a good way, not hurtful and harmful, not like a Karen or a Kevin. I will always say that, okay? Not like these foolish videos we watch of Karens on YouTube. Like, people are out of control. So not like that, okay? This is you not allowing your frustration, your anxiety, this feeling of being trapped to take over where you feel like you're fighting rather than talking and explaining or whatever it may be truthfully. That is a challenge, something that may come up and around you, or an issue with a person, event, something along those lines. Let's look at positivity, okay? Let's look at positivity and what you may be able to embrace to bring in positive energy and joy even into your life. We're looking here with the Archangels of Atlantis deck, so you'll even have an archangel who can help you with this. Gratitude, Zadkiel, okay? Archangel Zadkiel. You can call on Archangel Zadkiel to help you with this, but showing gratitude. And you may say, well, I already do show gratitude. I say, Spirit says, show it more, because that is where you will find positivity. Just think, when you are positive and showing gratitude and being thankful for the fact that you get up and there wasn't traffic on your way to work today, like there is 4 days out of the week, or that you went through the Tim Hortons drive-through or Starbucks and someone paid for your order. Instead of just, I don't know, like being truly grateful for that, it brings you into positive energy. It also brings joy into your life. Maybe doing something like that for someone else, right? Being thankful and then paying it back. But let's get more card here. Let more cards, or a card. 3 of Wands. So, 3 of Wands. This is, okay, let's think of it as you have planned something great, okay? And this is you going after it and doing it. This is you waiting for your ships to come in, this, and being positive about it. This is you going out on the ship, going after what it is that you want. This is adventure, luck, action. This is being grateful, okay? So for some of you, maybe it's going after what it is that you want. Maybe you've waited long enough and now is your chance to get out there and go after what it is that you need to go after, okay? Love that. That will bring some positive energy and joy in. Now, let's look at negative or shadow energy to work on. Negative or shadow energy to work on. We have Limitless, Omega, Nebula again. That nebula keeps coming out. 34 is your card. Maybe that means something to you. It's kind of showing it here, right? But this is negative or shadow energy to work on. This is feeling, they want you to feel limitless, that you have endless opportunities, that you are an endless opportunity of creativity and thought and doing and being. But I feel like you don't feel that about yourself. You don't feel like the beautiful swan. It's a feeling of less than, of feeling I want to say 34. I said maybe important. Maybe it's 7. Feeling like there are too many choices. I don't even know what to do. So therefore, I'm giving up. The 8 of Cups. They want you to walk away from that energy. They want you to walk away from it because it is no longer serving you. So what negative or shadow energy do you need to work on? Feeling like you are the swan, the beautiful swan, okay? Feeling like you are limitless. They want you to leave behind, and for some of you, it can be anything that you know does not serve you in any way. People, events, places, stuff. It doesn't matter. It can be any of those things. This message, pile 3, is just coming out very easily, I want to say, okay? Very easily. It's very to the point is how I want to put it. Let's look at what you need to make room for. Water. Ooh, more water energy in your life. So that is like, if we want to think of it as Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy maybe, or we want to think of it as the water element where you are really instinctual and spiritual and you are trusting your intuition and you're creative and you trust your emotions, you're emotionally balanced. But I'm going to read the card. And it says purification. Your guidance is to spend time today near water, preferably by a river, lake, or the sea, or in a bath or shower. As you immerse yourself in the cosmic energy, sense it purifying each cell of your body. If you cannot physically be in or near water, visualize it. Use water for deep inner and outer cleansing. So they want you to cleanse. They want you to, like, think of water washing away all that negativity, all that doesn't serve you. You need to make room in your life to self-care, self-nurture, self-love. Maybe it's going and getting a pedicure even. Maybe it's having that bath that you just don't think that you have time for and soaking and putting all your salts and bath bombs in and having a glass of wine or whatever it is you love to do, just sitting, soaking in meditation. But they want you to take time for that because it's cleansing yourself regularly that you need to do. The sun, yeah, it re-energizes you. It lights you back up. It gives you energy. And that is why they want you to make room for it, pile 3. Wow, I told you these messages were... This one may be a little shorter than the others because it feels like it's just boom, boom, boom. The messages are coming out. Yeah, one after another. Very, very straightforward. What do you need to avoid? Okay, a person, an energy, an event, a situation. It can be many different things. We'll see when the card comes out here. But I really feel like this is self-care and self-love. That nurturing yourself, you need to make room for that. And then show gratitude for it, right? It may also help you when you're trying to go through whatever this event or situation is up here with transformation and the 8 of Swords, being able to get yourself out of that mental prison. It may help you to find the solution. Or even here help you to find the solution. But what do you need to avoid? There are no wrong turns, okay? Look at this. Can you imagine if we saw a road, a sign like that? It would be like, holy moly. Those are pretty sharp turns. That's a pretty curvy road. They want you to avoid thinking that life, that your journey, that your path, even if you're on it, look, we're still humans, we still think this way, that it is straight, that it is a straight line, that it can only be a straight line, because if you're doing everything right, then you're going straight, because that's in society how we think about things. Even when we speak about whether you go to jail, you're walking a straight path, or you're on the straight and narrow, or I don't know, different things like that. I think you understand what I mean. They want you to avoid thinking that there are no detours, that there are no curvy turns, that there are no turns at all, that it's just one straight path. And in order for you to be the good Christian, the good spiritual person, the good whatever it is for you when it comes to religion or spirituality, then it's a straight path and you must stay on it. And don't you dare walk in any other direction, or for heaven's sakes, don't step off it. Okay? They want you to avoid that. They want you to know that life, your path, your journey is made up of all kinds of curves and turns. And you embrace them because that's how you learn. The Emperor. Here we go. Law and order. I like that. But the Emperor, he is aware that there's many different facets to a person, therefore, and characteristics and attributes, and therefore there can't be a straight line. Because when you're the Emperor, you are emotional and intuitive and creative, and you have clarity, and you're good at speaking, and you're good at making money and working, and you're good at coming up with new ideas and being passionate about stuff and having motivation and innovation and energy, right? So he knows that because of all those things, there are going to be turns and curves and turns in general. So I love that. That was a beautiful message right there, Spirit. I like that one. Okay. And a 9. Usually the 9s are you're coming up to, you've done the hard work and things are paying off. Take the turns. Go around the curves. Okay. There is no wrong way. You have to avoid thinking that there's a wrong way. All right. Sometimes we sin, if we think of it in Christianity. Sometimes we sin. And you know what? You ask for forgiveness, you learn your lesson, and you move forward. I'm not talking about brutal things. I'm talking about just our day-to-day here. All right. So please understand that. What opportunity should you seize or grab a hold of? Pile 3. You're on fire here. The Galactic Federation. Collaboration, meetings, community, any situation or event. I'm telling you, these are so straightforward. Any situation, event, or opportunity that comes up where it is to be with other people, collab with other people, share with other people, learn from other people. That is your opportunity, okay? So it will be different for different people in their lives, right? For some of you, it could be joining a group of people who like to curl in the winter or who like to kayak in the summer. It could be something at work. It could be within family, your community. It could show up in many different ways. In business, it could be you working with other people. So when you see that opportunity to come up, and maybe some of you have even been asking for a sign or a synchronicity, that is how you'll know it's going to be a situation where you are presented with some sort of federation, we'll say. The 2 of Pentacles. Balance. Choices. You make the choice, right? It's finding harmony and balance. That's what's going to happen when you step in with this group of people in whatever way it is in your life. That's where your opportunity exists and allows you to expand and grow out, okay? But it is a choice. But it is a choice that's going to bring you balance and harmony. All right, with the Pentacles. Let's look at 3 more tarot here for further clarification, guidance. 10 of Swords. This has been coming out. This is an ending for you in many different ways. Transformation is the end of one old thing to bring in something else. It's the ending of how to not keep the joy out of your life. It's an ending of feeling like you aren't worthy. It's an ending of you not taking time for yourself. It's an ending of you feeling like you need to walk the straight path. It's the ending of feeling like the opportunities aren't coming to you. Okay? The Page of Wands, love that. The Page of Wands is very young. So I just want to say it's almost like being a bit naive, sort of, but not necessarily. I'm going to maybe contradict myself in that, because I think it's naive as in you just believe everything is going to work out, that every inspired idea that you have is big, that it is limitless. We're talking limitless, that there's limitless potential out there. And there is. Sometimes, because it's a page, and the reason I say I'm going to contradict myself there is because sometimes pages are so young that just they haven't lived life to the full yet. So they kind of maybe want to rush out without, pardon me, especially with wands, without thinking it maybe through all the way. So that may be a message for some of you, to make sure you think it through all the way. But wands, it's about inspiration and passion and ideas and feeling limitless. On the card here, we have good news, communication. All right, let's get one last card, pile 3, before we go. Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords come out in another pile. I feel here, when we're talking about being limitless and stepping off the path, the straight line, or transforming, sometimes it may feel like, or that everything's coming to an ending, like something's being taken or stolen from you. But it's not. It's being able to see all these things and what is possible. And I feel like the Seven of Swords here, the thief in the night, I feel it's taking away all of that stuff that is keeping you from transforming, being limitless, moving forward, being grateful, right? Being able to step off the path, being able to work with others. It's keeping you from having that fear that something's going to be ripped or taken away. Or you might feel that by letting go of the old way of being, that you are somehow being robbed of something. But that isn't the case. You have to have trust in Spirit, God, Source, Universe, or whomever it is for you. Pile 3, that is your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please share if you have experiences to share in the comments. I love it when people do that, because some people may not comment, but they will read other people's comments, and it could be something useful and helpful to them. Think of it that way. So don't be shy. And I look forward to seeing you. My old and new subscribers, hello. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next pile or the next reading.